probably one of the most pervasive spells that people cast. I am this body. Okay, well, have you ever existed when there was not evidence of the body? The answer to that is yes. Happens all the time. I mean, not all the time. Maybe all the time, but it definitely happens very regularly, right? So you go to sleep, you start to dream. Where's your body? Where's the actual evidence of your body in that moment? You don't have it. You might have evidence of a different body. You might identify with a dream body, but in that moment, the waking state body is not there. Do you exist in that moment? Yes, you do. So if you exist when the body is not present, then can you be the body? No. And we can also investigate that in other ways. Do you exist? So what is this body that you're talking about? What defines the body? What exactly is it? If you don't have clarity about what the thing is, this is one of the ways that we cast these spells, is with a lack of specificity and clarity. So you can say, I am something. And if you don't question what that thing actually is, then you're there you are, you've enchanted yourself, you believe you are that thing. Look at me, I am this thing, I am this thing, I am this thing. But what is that thing? What are you even talking about? If you don't know what you're talking about, then how do you know you are that? So it's easy to say something, right? I can say, I am this body, and everybody can nod and say, oh, yes, that makes perfect sense. I agree. Absolutely agree. It's nobody could doubt it. Everybody knows. Okay, but what are we talking about? What is it? And everybody might say, oh, but it's obvious. Everybody knows. How could you question? What do you mean? What are you, stupid? Yeah, everybody knows what the body is. There it is. It's right there. Okay, but what are we talking about? And on the surface, people will think that's insane. But actually, when you start to question it, you'll realize it's insane not to question it. Bear with me. Okay, so you look at the screen and you might say, well, you're seeing my body. Would you agree? Okay, so keep watching. Okay. Are you still seeing my body? What about now? You might say you're still seeing my body, right? But then what are we talking about? Wouldn't you have to agree that what you're seeing right now is different than what you're seeing now? You're seeing something different. But are you claiming that it's the same thing? Right? You're seeing two different things, and then you're saying it's the same thing. So which is it? Is it a different thing or is it the same thing? Well, we'd have to have clarity about what the thing is, right? So what is it? What is the body? So if you can't see it, and you can't smell it, and you can't taste it, and you can't touch it, and you can't hear it, what is it? And if it looks different, is it the same thing? If your evidence is visual and it looks different, is it the same thing? And if it's not the same, if it is the same thing, how do you know? Right? So if I say, okay, are you seeing my hand? You say, yes, you're seeing my hand. I say, okay, are you seeing my hand? You say, yes, you're seeing my hand. I say, okay, are you seeing my hand? You say, yes, you're seeing my hand. So what is it that you're seeing there that is the hand? Because you're seeing different things. So what exactly is the hand? If your only evidence is visual and that what you're seeing is something different, how do you know it's the same thing as something else that you're seeing that's different? How could you know that? I'll tell you the answer to that. It's because you've enchanted yourself. You've totally fooled yourself into believing that you can see something that you can't see. Congratulations, by the way, that you're still with me, because this is the kind of that we've gone off into territory that most people would think is absolutely insane. And I imagine this will be the one where people are going to say, this guy is absolutely bonkers. This is stupid. This is useless. But it's actually the opposite. It's very, very useful. This is when you understand this, this is enormously liberating. I mean, so if you're just watching something on a screen, right? So your only evidence of my hand is visual. I mean, I guess maybe there's some faint sound. I don't know. But you're probably not able to smell my hand, and you're not able to taste my hand. And what's the other thing? Smell, taste, hear, see, touch. You're not able to touch it, right? You can't touch my hand. So basically, you're just going on visual evidence. And you say that you can see my hand. And I'm going to say, bullshit, you can't see my hand. Because my hand doesn't exist. All you have is what you can see. And you tell yourself that you're seeing my hand, and you're seeing my hand, and you're seeing my hand, but you're not. You're seeing something. I mean, you're not even seeing something. You're seeing. There's nothing to see. There's just seeing. But the illusion that's created by the spell is that you can see something. This is what we're doing to ourselves. And it might seem innocent enough. It might seem like harmless. But again, it becomes very problematic because this is what underpins all suffering.